Right now, around the world, there are thousands of fires that are lit by Jews all over the world. I've had the zchus to be in Meron for Lag BaOmer. I forgot 7, 8, 9 times. If you've never been to Lag BaOmer in Meron, there's no words to explain it. It's the closest thing to the Beis Hamikdash. On average, they get 500,000 to 1 million Jews going through there every year. You have wealthy Jews flying from around the world in private jets, people coming in helicopters. The roads are blocked for hours and hours and days. Sephardim go there for a week to 2 in advance and set up tents. There are people shechting cows like the Beis Hamikdash. You can't imagine what's going on there. There's huge tents all over the place with thousands of pounds of food, free, everything open, free alcohol, free food. People all over the world sponsoring hundreds of thousands of dollars for the zchus of feeding Jews on Lag BaOmer. The first time I went there, I was blown away. Because not only is there so many Jews from around the world, you see lefty Jews, righty Jews, Jews with kippahs, no kippahs, Sephardi, Ashkenazi, from religious, fry, every type of Jew you can imagine. And they're all there to celebrate the passing of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. There's no other figure in all of Judaism that has a remote close event for his Hilulu, for his passing. No one anywhere in the world, not even a close second. It's unheard of. It's unheard of for Jews of every walk of life who are not even religious to gather hundreds of thousands and around the whole world. Why? What's so special about Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai that we don't do the same thing for Moshe Rabbeinu or Aaron HaKohen, or we could go on and on in the list of some of the Avram Avinu, Yitzchak Avinu, Yaakov. There's so many monster, huge personalities in Judaism, and their Yurtzeit comes, and okay, we say L'chaim. Not Rabbi Shimon. The whole world is celebrating right now. What's so special about Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai? I know you're curious, so I'm going to tell you. So, first let's say L'chaim to Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. In his zchus, all of us should have redemption, and we should have Gula Shlema immediately. L'chaim, L'chaim, L'Rabacha. So a little background. About 1,800 years ago, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was hanging out with Rabbi Yehuda, and they're having a conversation. And Rabbi Yehuda said, wow, look how amazing the Romans are. Look at what they've built. They built bridges and cities and towns, and look how amazing. Rabbi Shimon said, they did it all for their own good. The markets are so they bring in harlots to seduce people. The bridges to charge money for people to make money. They're not good. They only care about themselves. Well, the next day the Roman emperor found out and put a death sentence on Rabbi Shimon, and he had to run into hiding with his son. They spent 12 years in a cave. They came out, and he saw a Jew farming on Shabbat, and he looked at him and set the whole field on fire because his eyes couldn't comprehend how a Jew would possibly do anything to separate himself from God.
You set the Jews' field on fire?
Not intentionally. He looked at him like in shock, but he had so much power inside of him that just from his face, he set the whole field on fire. And God said to him, I didn't send you out of the cave to set the world on fire, go back in the cave. Spent another year and came out a year later. While he was there, he authored the Zohar. The Zohar was the first book of Kabbalah. The Sefer Yetzirah is actually the first book of Kabbalah, but it's the first codified, actually multiple volume set of Kabbalah, of the secrets of the Torah. Over there it says that at the beginning of the 6th millennium, well springs of knowledge will open up from above and from below. That was the start of the inner dimension of the Torah being revealed in the world, and of the Industrial Revolution. The locomotive was invented, a form of algebra that ultimately would become the computer, the system to operate computers was invented. There were so many inventions that came out at the same time that Chassidus and Kabbalah started spreading in the world. What does it mean? Why do we care about any of this? It says it's brought down in the Zohar Kodesh that it says, with the Zohar, the Jewish people will go out of Galut, go out of the exile, with peace, with shalom. And without the Zohar, guess what happens? It's not going to be shalom. What does it mean? What is the idea? Why are we lighting fires? So we have to understand a basic idea that inside every single one of us, there's a war. Every Jew has an ongoing war inside of us. There's fire and water inside of us. There's God and the forces of evil inside of us. And each one wants to control our bodies. And there's a vicious war going on. That's why sometimes we're sad Sometimes we're happy, sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down, sometimes we're depressed. How can it be that if you're doing something and your outside world is not changed at all, and all of a sudden your mood changes? And all of a sudden you find yourself angry or depressed or frustrated. Where does it come from? Nothing has changed in the world around you, and all of a sudden your emotions are going wild. Where do these swings of energy and emotion come from? Because there's a war inside of us. And if you have a period, I don't know if this is the right place for you. There's a girls' program that we can send you to. So there's a war inside every one of us. And the idea is that the only way to calm that war is to go and ignite a fire that's deeper than anything else inside of us. Only God can bring peace. What is heaven? The word of heaven is Shemayim. Eish Mayim, fire and water. That's what's inside every one of us.
Shamayim, like there is water.
Huh?
I thought it's Shamayim. There is water.
It's also Eish Mayim, both of the things together. Fire and water together.
You'll drown and burn at the same time.
No, there's actually a Gehenna of fire and a Gehenna of ice. For the people who are over-passionate, they get frozen. For the people who do not have, they get burnt.
Drown and burn at the same time.
It's a different story. The idea is that on tonight, Rabbi Shimon's soul is lit up. Before he passed, he gathered all his students together and said, I'm about to pass to the upper worlds. On this day, whoever celebrates with me will have blessings beyond your wildest dreams, and it has to be with joy. It has to be with joy.
Why do we celebrate? Is it because of the passion for our people?
That's what I've been saying for the last 5 minutes, Alicia.
Wait, or is it also the students?
Students of Rabbi Akiva also, that's another reason. But we can talk about that after. So the idea is that through the Zohar, through the inner dimension of the Torah, through Chabad Hasidus, through Kabbalah, you're able to ignite a fire inside of you. And when that fire's inside of you, guess what, guys? Mashiach is moments away. The earth is going to shake to its core. Whoever is prepared and is learning the inner dimensions of the Torah and can connect to this fire will have such warmth and such joy and such happiness, and the rest of the world will be going crazy. Their heads will be bouncing around. They'll be so scared about what's happening in the world because they're going to think the world's coming to an end and we're all going to die. It's going to be so intense what's about to happen, and it's already started to happen. If you look what's going on in the Middle East, it's a keg fire pot. It's literally a powder keg ready to explode. There's so much craziness going on right now. And it's another time to talk about why our president of America, who supposedly loves the Jewish people, is signing deals for trillions of dollars with the biggest funder of terrorism in the world. Qatar funded Hamas. Syria is murdering tens of thousands of people a day. And our president said he's a very strong man. He's a very powerful man.
He's such a strong man.
I'm not here to talk about that's for another class, another for bringing. But the point is the world is on fire right now. What are we doing? By learning the inner dimension of the Torah. And it just so happens every Monday night I give a Hasidic shir and every Wednesday night a Kabbalah shir to prepare us for this tremendous energy that's coming. This tremendous fire that is entering into the world. So tonight when Rabbi Shimon's soul is on fire, when it's lit up, when it's burning, and we're about to go out and dance in front of the fire, the reason that everyone is celebrating, because everyone feels the fire inside of us. It's the fire inside every one of us that no matter how difficult life is, no matter what we're going through, all the challenges, all the difficulties, it keeps us going. It tells us we're Jews, we're not losers, we're not spectators. We're not meant to sit on the side and spend our lives behind a video screen or a computer screen and watch the world go by. Because then what happens is we start feeling empty inside. That fire's not there. Tonight is the night when we reignite our fire. We reignite that energy that is going to take us out of this gullus. Hashem should bless everyone to go out of their personal exiles, to go out of their difficulties, their challenges, their imaginations. I just spoke to one of the girls at the center and we were sharing a story, and I was just telling me about how she had an inspiration and how her life entire changed. And she experienced something, and there's a very interesting idea. It's a whole different discussion because I want to go by the fire. We could talk more about it. But there was, I forgot who it was. It was a very famous person, a philosopher person who was experimenting a lot with plant medicine. And he said the reason that plant medicine gives us such a high, such an elevation has nothing to do with the plant medicine. The reason we feel elevated and high is because what the plant medicine is doing, it's shrinking our ego. When our egos are not active, we're happy, we're joyful, we're alive. We feel like there's life inside of us. When our egos get in the way, this is what causes the depression, the sadness, the anger, the worry, the frustration, because we are the ones who are blocking the energy. The only problem with plant medicine is if it's done too often, it just becomes another drug that you have to keep doing more and more and more and more again, and then it kind of defeats the whole purpose. The idea is to ignite that fire inside of us, to crush the ego, just like you light up a piece of wood in a fire. By lighting up that wood, by setting it on fire, the wood represents our ego that's blocking the godly energy that's trying to come through. So when we remove our ego out of the way, guess what happens? We have joy, we have happiness. This is what's going to happen when Mashiach happens. So let's go out in front of the fire, light up the fire, ignite our souls, get rid of that negative energy that's inside of us forever, and experience redemption, l'chaim u'lebracha.
Chaim.